I feel incredibly strongly about WWE.
Yes.
Now for that is like literally just stop making those games.
Just like take that developer, take everyone working on those games, and put them on something else.
Okay.
And then put people who actually care about making a great wrestling game onto that, because like it's a good license, it's the license.
Why this year though? Because
okay,
you guys hate every wrestling game ever.
No, that's not true at all.
No, you know what I mean.
They have been developing WWE games for 17 years. They have been developing wrestling games for 22 years. They're still terrible at it.
But again, why this year? What makes
because
it this
they
year?
should have stopped years and years ago.
The difference is that in the transition from THQ to 2K, you had hoped that 2K would have made some changes, and now they've had a few turns at this, and it's clear that 2K is just like, fuck it, man, keep the money machine cranking.
It goes a level deeper than that. I mean, it is definitely the sense that like 2K learned THQ's lesson way faster and way more alarmingly fast than THQ did, which is that they don't have to make a good game. Any idiot will buy this game as long as they like WWE. They learned that lesson super quickly and immediately just started churning out complete bullshit year after year. But the other thing that makes this year particularly galling is the return of Fire Pro and like the release of Fire Pro in the US. Like, that is a 25-year-old series that has always been a 2D, like, sprite-based thing that runs fucking circles around these 3D extravaganzas that they think they are making with that series. And for that game to come back and still be the sprite-based thing that it is, and feel like I am so much more rewarded playing that thing than this thing they are clearly spending millions on just to get the lighting right on Randy Orton's fucking entrance. And for that game to still suck as much as it does.
And to be as fucking broken as it is year in, year out.
There are parts in that game where referees don't count pins.
And so you could make excuses in previous years if you wanted to. And for WWE 2K14, it's like, well, okay, that was right after they bought the license. THQ worked on most of this stuff, blah, blah, blah.
And that was the best one of this era.
It was. 15 was the first one on the new consoles, and that was still split. They had the old version and the new consoles version. It's like, oh, okay, well, they're still trying to figure it out. 16, it's like, oh, this is the first time they got to really focus in on this new console period. 17, they kind of ran out of excuses, and it was still bad, and now we're one past that, and it's worse than ever.
It's somehow more broken than last year's game.
And all the modes keep getting worse. They take out the only stuff that's good. They double down on the stuff that's bad. The core gameplay engine feels terrible every single year.
They still have these backwards limits, and like, oh, you can only download 20 things out of the DLC, out of the user created store, and then you have to wait for your download timer to refresh. Yeah. And then just like horrible bandwidth limit things where like they don't want to spend the money to serve you user generated content.
And that has been a 2K issue ongoing. Like, they have always had terrible server problems with the NBA 2K games, and like them adding a whole customization element, I imagine, has compounded that problem for them, and it's a bad solution.
And they added loot boxes this year, because before, when you started a career, you could make your dude look however you wanted them to look, and correct me if I'm wrong, now like that stuff is, I got a loot crate, and I got this cat mask, and I got some purple pants, but like, no, I want to make them look different than that.
I mean, before they didn't have a good progression system for that stuff at all, and this was their solution to try and fix that, and it sucks.
Well, sounds like you guys said your piece, but it needs to go. No.
They need to stop
making these games.
How many has 2K made?
This is their fourth.
No, this would be their fifth. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah,
really?
Fifth. Yes.
There was that time they put the they'll create the stage play stuff in it. And that was
that was THQ.
That was THQ.
That's all been taken out of the game. They took that out of the fucking game. The one thing that was like, hey, look at this cool dumb thing. Ghost Problems is dead. I can't even find. I had that disc and I lost it when we were doing Big Live show, and I still can't even. I can't even see Ghost Problems.
The only saving grace of their earlier ones was the fun historical things with the good video packages and stuff. They cut that out.
I don't think that's the only saving grace. When we were doing the quick look, I saw some very good foot fetish that.
As a delivery mechanism for foot fetish porn, their user created logo system is not bad.
I know there was one that was just boobs.
They just have a thing where you could just upload any image to this gallery thing that was just like, it looked like the worst aggregation of avatar icons from a message board.
And it was SpongeBob, Taylor Swift, and a weed leaf.
Yeah, and the thing you are describing is the best part of that game.
I saw a poorly made penis in Call of Duty last night. I don't know if that counts.
Did they inherit the tech and stuff from THQ?
Yes, that's all Yuke's.
It's all the same developer.
Oh, okay.
So like Visual Concepts came onto it, and they I guess are attributed with like the Like they're trying to make the models look better because they made the NBA games and the good-looking characters.
Like they are the production arm of that.
Yeah,
I see.
And presentation-wise, they do some good stuff. But man,
you would hope that like that would have wider influence on the gameplay, but it's still Not only is it the same shit, but the stuff they change seems to be just making it actively worse in a lot of ways.
But now if you press the analog stick, you can lift them up and walk around a little bit, and like it just feels like horseshit.
And if those games had just been universally bad, top to bottom, for the last like 15 years,
which they are.
No, that's the thing. Is that like there are some of those like late THQ entries where I feel like
here comes the pain.
They started to get onto a path that felt like, okay, maybe you're starting to figure this stuff out. Maybe it's going in a direction. And then as soon as 2K took over, it was just like, nope.
I think 12 was their like attempt at a big reboot,
and it wasn't.
I didn't like that. I think 13 and 14 is the closest they got to getting all right.
Yes,
and I think I actually liked 13 a decent amount. But yeah, it's just
I'm right there with you. Yeah,
do they lose the license if they don't make a game?
They have to make a game every year.
It's very important to WWE. They really push this game.
I think the thing that maybe doesn't always come across, especially when you consider how licensed games tend to be, it's like WWE is not a hands-off licensee. They care about the video game a great deal in the sense that it is a huge part of their financial picture every year.
Yeah.
But we went to an event for it.
Yeah, I mean, they still spend stupid video game company money on parties for those games that publishers just don't do anymore because they're adamant about people paying attention to that stupid fucking game.
Although, to be fair, I did hear Jerry the King Lawler say on Raw that a lot of people were saying that the 2K wrestling games are among the best games ever made. So,
I mean, Jerry Lawler would know.
Please
he does.
stop Jerry Lawler.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
I think if there was ever a year to finally just say no more of this bullshit, like this is the year. I feel like they've run completely out of excuses.
you guys have convinced me.
It's time.
All right.
They fucking suck.
All right. All right.
A 16-bit game is kicking their ass.